once you have all of your hexagons stamped, you're going to want to clean your stamps off, and then we're going to do the watercoloring technique. So you want to make sure that you have a few layers of paper towel, because this one does get really messy. Fun, but very messy. I'm going to go ahead and put my watercolor paper on top of the paper towels and grab my AquaPainter. I want this paper to be really wet, and then I'm going to add ink refills, just drops of ink refill to it. So I'm going to start up in this top corner, and I'm really going to squeeze to add lots of water over on top of these hexagons. I mean, lots of water, like it's pooled. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it is really pooled on there. And then I'm going to take Old Olive and just drop, if I get it to go, one drop, and look at how that goes. So you'll notice that there's one, like where I dropped it, it's a little bit darker. You just kind of move the cardstock around to spread the color out. So you can see I put the water where I wanted the color to go, and then I'm going to spread that out a little bit. If you have too much water, if you find you're getting enough color but you have too much water, you can always just let it drip off the side of the card. Okay, so I'm going to kind of leave that for now. And then I've got one little piece over there that wasn't working. You want to make sure that your AquaPainter is clean again, so that you can go ahead and spread some more water. Okay, so I'm going to do this all across the center portion here. And yes, that green is bleeding. That's okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a drop of Island Indigo. You see that starting to spread out? That's a really cool tie-dye look. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of move it around. Blend the colors into each other a little bit. You're going to play with this. You're going to play with this so much. You want this to dry a little bit. So you don't want to dump it all off right away. I just want to let this soak in a little bit before I go to my next color. This is really fun to just play with. You're going to get a different look every single time. Okay, so I'm going to let that just sit there a little bit. It's going to, you can see the paper is kind of starting to curl up and it's blending around. I want to get this really wet down in this corner so that I can finish off the card. Oh, and there it all goes. That's okay. This is why I went from a lighter color to a darker color. So I started with Old Olive Green, went to Island Indigo, and now I'm going Pacific Point. And that's the darkest of the colors. And you can see it just kind of swirls around and is so pretty and fun. So you're going to let that soak in. If you, like I see spots here that maybe I would want a little ink, you can just bring your AquaPainter in there and kind of fill some of those in a little bit. But isn't it fun how the ink just goes where you have the water? It doesn't go to the other, it doesn't go out here where there's no water on the paper. So again, I'm just going to kind of mesh that around a little bit, but I also want to let it soak in. So the more ink that you let soak in, the darker look you're going to get. The more that you kind of dump off the edge of the paper, it's going to make it lighter. Okay, so that's just really fun. And you know what? I kind of like this Hooray. This Hooray turned out pretty good. So I don't know that I would stamp another piece to go over top of it. Okay, I'm going to let some of that just drip off the end now. And let that dry. Pretty cool, huh?